Conference muted.
Anyway, in the early 1900s, some of us know the history that the United States government and a few titans of industry, you always got to follow the money, they thought it was in their best interest to remove cannabis from its position as a method to treat physical disorders naturally and affordably. And what they do, they demonized it, they criminalized it. Until just a few days ago, it was still criminalized in a lot of ways. But the good news is progress is being made. The collective result that happened to the citizens here and probably around the planet is that we wound up with unbalanced endocannabinoid systems. And as a result, we got an increase in inflammation associated with disease and pain. And the endocannabinoid system, just keeping it simple, is responsible for influencing and stimulating homeostasis or balance in our immune and our nervous systems. I would think those two systems are pretty important. And here's the trigger that keeps it all balanced, and we messed it up. We weren't feeding it right. But anyway, CBD can turn all of this around. And this is when we say enter Nexel, the wealth and wellness company. During our brief overview tonight, I enjoy explaining how Nexel's story can be your story, and it's going to be a phenomenal thing. It's a story about the return of this natural essential hemp oil called cannabidiol and the financial security that you can achieve through a unique and powerful business model. By the way, I'm Bob Torsi. I'm with Nexel, and I'm pleased to share this great news with you. I am happy to say this is our first Thursday overview in 2019. A happy New Year to everybody. We're gonna close talking about New Year's resolutions. No, it is not too late because I'll talk about it. But anyway, we're going to talk about some great news. And by the end of the presentation tonight, you're going to understand what Nexel is and what we do. We're going to talk about the therapeutic benefits of CBD and also the financial benefits that Nexel offers. So we'll get started. What's going to happen by the end? We're just going to, answer a few questions in your mind and try to make an informed decision to be a part of this lucrative business. All right, that's all we're looking for. It's pretty simple. So what is Nexel? What do we do? Nexel is in the personal financial security business. Okay, so we exist to bring financial security to people, income opportunity, make money. Yep, that's what we do. It's our background. And it's driven, however, by a very, very important component or components. And those are the awesome therapeutic benefits of CBD. Nexel is headquartered in Austin, Texas. Our founder and CEO, Steve Smith, named the company. He was also the co-architect of the highly successful marketing phenomenon, Excel Communications. Excel was a relationship marketing company that achieved $1.5 billion in revenue in just a few short years. And it was the youngest company publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and it reached $1 billion in sales faster than Microsoft. The inspiring thing is that the Nexel business structure is the same as what we did at Excel. We've got some enhancements that have grown out of need and wisdom. And the company, still stays focused on growing rapidly. So with the reemergence of CBD, Steve Smith took action, and that quick thought, we've got to be in this business, gave Nexel a first mover advantage in the health and wellness market. What Steve did was he combined an exceptional CBD line. Okay, we've got that, the best on the planet. Aggressive marketing plan and a proven business model to create an environment fertile enough to earn serious money through a simple act. Serious money. Sometimes we talk about these dollars like they're all over the place. Well, they are, and I've seen them. And I know about Excel because I was there with Steve. I've known him for 25 years. And it was a ride. It was unbelievable. There were an awful lot of people that were involved there. They're still our friends today, and a bunch of them are in the company today as well. So anyway, when you join Nexel, just like in the other business, you're part of a team, and your team is simple. You sponsor the person that introduced you to the business, and others in your organization and the company that came before you. And all of these people, or maybe I should say each of them, is responsible to help you succeed. They're not going to build your business for you. You're in business for yourself. You've got some responsibilities here. But we are all here to support one another. It's about lifting each other up, okay? Don't let anybody fall down. It's tough enough to run a business. It's even harder when you get discouraged or lonely or just frustrated. And we're all here to hang in there. So we'll help you. And when you get involved, you get your own website. We've got our training and weekly calls. Your leadership team will always be talking to you. We've got some business support materials online. We've got some more tactile things that you'll be able to distribute coming. You can also buy up to 4 CBD products at the highest volume discount price. So why not be a managing representative? And by the time we get to the how do you get involved section, you're going to find out that is more powerful than it's ever been. And it's going to be the single greatest enhancement that we've made to the comp plan. We're going to take out all the bugs, no obstacles. You're not going to be able to complain about anything. It's simple. We've always maintained that it's simple. But let's not talk so much about the business right now, because I got to share with you all I know about this superior product line. And when I say all I know, I try to keep it simple. I'm one of Steve's proteges. I believe that. I don't want anybody going out there studying the comp plan. You'll get confused. That's real simple too. All you have to know is a few things, and I'll share them with you. You don't have to know much about CBD either. Why? Because it works. Everybody's talking about it. We've got to find a CBD product on planet. I'm telling you. And here's the first thing that you have to know, especially those who are just learning about CBD. Nexel's CBD and many others, but our product has 0 THC. THC stands for tetrahydrocannabinol, and that is the component that's found in marijuana. That's the ingredient in marijuana that gets people high. CBD does not have that. It's pure processed hemp oil. It is a full spectrum phytocannabinoid rich oil, and it's just wonderful. The U.S. CBD consumer sales, I think we finished the year, the final numbers aren't out yet, but they finished the year at about $550 million. And its forecast, it says here, to grow to $2.2 billion by 2020, but let's stop. All you got to do is some simple math. If you take $550 million from 2018, double it, you'll have $1.1 million in 2019. If you double $1.1 million, you'll have 2.2 in 2020. So it appears that it's going to double. Some interesting forecasts have been coming out lately, and those forecasts say that some of the forecasts may be conservative. We could be doing a lot more than was forecasted, maybe 4 times what we're doing. And it says here in our original statistics, we're looking at a $57 billion market by 2027. You have got to be kidding me. $57 billion. So you got to ask yourself, if we're a first mover in the market, if we're in there with the vision that this trending product that works is going to be this popular, try to figure out in your mind, without doing a whole lot of math, what percentage of a $57 billion market do you want? That's not all that far away. We're all going to be around because we're going to be blessed with health and wisdom, and we're going to make some money in the meantime. So anyway, those figures that I've been sharing with you represent not only millions of people who are going to make some money, but they're going to have the potential to change their lives when they're introduced to Nexel, and that's our responsibility. It's going to happen through our influence, and we've got to get in gear and do it. And we've made some great enhancements to help you do that. As a matter of fact, the United States is just beginning to embrace the health benefits of cannabidiol. We know that this summer the FDA recently approved Epidiolex. Epidiolex is the first CBD product for used in treating epilepsy, and that form of epilepsy is called Dravet's disease. Nasty, nasty stuff. Terrible seizures, and it's resistant to I think almost all of the pharmaceuticals out there. There are a couple I find out that are functional, but nobody can afford them, for God's sake. So it's great that they've accepted Epidiolex. And doesn't it make good sense to you that if it's used for this nasty version of epilepsy, that it's just a matter of time that they're going to recognize that it's going to be used to treat the aforementioned maladies that I shared in the beginning when we created the problem. All right, so our mission is essentially to spread the word, increase the awareness of this powerful solution. And by the way, we intend to get paid handsomely to do it. So anyway, Nexcel offers 3 signature CBD products. We've got tincture, and you put that under your tongue. You put it on your skin as well. We've got gel caps. You take those in the morning because it's kind of quick. A lot of us go to work and do what we have to do. And we've also got soothing topical salves. That stuff works pretty quickly as well. One of my favorites. I've still got bumps and nicks and scratches like a bunch of the cars around here. And it's easy to take care of those. You just put it on, and next thing you know, you feel better. So anyway, as I mentioned, it's THC free. These are all competitively priced, and they're water soluble and pure. Just remember photocannabinoid rich because it's got 113 cannabinoids in it. By the way, only one of those 113 cannabinoids was THC, and those characters went and did what they did to the product. And if nothing else, we'll give them a little credit now because they created an opportunity 70 years later. So anyway, our supplier is the largest hemp grower and processor in the country. It has a patent pending nano-emulsion technology. That's a mouthful every time I say that. But it boasts a 50% absorption rate. And that's outstanding when you compare it to the 10% absorption rate of the liposomal process, which, by the way, incredibly almost 85% of the other CBD processors use that method, the liposomal. So we've got a very unique advantage and a product differentiator coming right out of the box. Okay, so we've covered Nexcel. We've also said a little bit about the products. Now we're going to spend a little time on what's in it for you financially. We're talking about making a lot of money. A lot of money means different things to different people. I know that $500 is a lot of money. How do I know that? Because sometimes I ask when I'm talking to people, how many people think $500 is a lot of money, and nobody raised their hand. I say, all right, good. I want you to send me $500 every month. Every month, send it to me. Here's my address. Da, da, da. Well, I'm not going to do that. Why not? Because $500 is a lot of money. No kidding. So is 5,000. So is 50,000. So is $500,000. So is $1 million. You can put all the zeros at the end of any number you want. When we talk about making a lot of money, you get out of this business what you put in. That's not 100% true because you essentially get paid for what you start, not for what you build. And we call that momentum, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, so what do I want to talk about now? Oh, the comp plan, yeah. So Nexcel's compensation plan is indeed exceptional. And our business model is based upon relationship marketing. We deal with people that we know and that we come to know. We have a relationship with them. We also call it referral marketing. It's something that everybody does every day. I found a great restaurant. I watched a great movie. I've got a great mechanic. I've got a great attorney. You ought to see this. What a beautiful dessert. Have you ever seen this art display or exhibition? Anything that is good, we tend to share with other people, and that's what a referral is. And most businesses, most professional businesses, although there are a lot of marketing minds out there now, billboards and ads and the internet, Fact of the matter is, most of this country was built on word of mouth, and it continues to this day, so don't forget about it. The difference in the referral marketing model that I'm talking about is we pay you to refer all these people to CBD, and it's a great thing. It's based upon leverage, and when we talk about leverage, it's simple. It's the power of a lot of people doing just a little bit of work, and that little bit of work is introducing the product to others. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So anyway, nothing happens until you have a few customers. We're going to talk about that next. As a managing representative, there are several things that you can do. We certainly encourage you to be a product of the product. I'll talk about that momentarily, but you've got to go out there and you got to find people who hurt, and they're all over the place. You know, people, like I said, they can't sleep, they're anxious, they're depressed, or any aches and pains. Of course you do, and you're one of them probably. So all we have to do is talk it up. We've got to talk it up a lot. That's where we're going to talk about the New Year's resolution in a minute as well. I've got so many things in my mind. I'm trying to get through this quickly because the gun has gone off at the starting line here. A lot of you didn't hear the shot. It went off. Bam. Most people are out of the block. They're already running. They're already focused on the finish line. They're going to go out there and kick some royal CBD butt, as I say. And one of the ways to do that is to have the mental acuity and that goal-setting ability to say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I'm going to go out there and do something for 2019. Let me save that for the end because I got an idea for you. All right, so what we do is we used to call them samples. We don't do it anymore. We've got more respect for our product than calling them a sample. Everybody uses that term. So we've got welcome essentials. We welcome everyone to the company. We welcome everyone to try the product. It's 2 5-day doses. One person, obviously, will go 10 days. And the thing that was fantastic was when we came up with the idea of going out there and giving people credit for selling points. Everything that we do deals with customer points. You get a customer point each time you go out there and you sell a Welcome Essentials kit to somebody, and it's $30. Next sale is going to pay you some money for doing that. And all you have to do is introduce somebody into the business who goes out and finds 3 customers, and the signing or the recruiting representative is going to make $50. And that's pretty nice because, like I said before, you tell them about the good things now. Why don't you make $50 every time you do it? If you do it to a whole lot of people, you make a whole lot of $50. All right, you can upgrade your customers to a managing representative. That's getting easier and easier to do, which we're going to talk about in about 3 minutes. Now watch. As you grow through the business, and don't worry about that comp plan again. I keep telling you that for your own good and mine too. A confused consumer never buys. As a matter of fact, a confused person kind of digs in and stands there and tries to figure things out, and nothing happens. So what I want to tell you is the more people you talk to, the quicker you're going to get promoted through the system. And as you get promoted through the system, each one of these new titles, we're not all about titles, but you can become an area director, and a regional director, and executive director, very, very similar to our last comp plan. But each one of those give you a pay raise. And our pay raise is in the form of a relationship that our customers have to us. And the more customers we have, depending upon the rank we have achieved, you're going to get anywhere from 50 cents to $7, and it's coming. You can't even stop it. As long as somebody becomes a customer and they keep on buying, you're going to get paid month after month after month, and over a period of time, as we use the power of 3. Everybody knows those numbers. 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729, 2,187. That's in a 7-level comp plan. Once you get promoted, it goes through unlimited levels. So don't worry about 7 levels, but we do that for a reason. You've got your Nextel organization, or my organization, we call it. And that organization is going to give you practice on how to build the other ones. Although there's nothing wrong with the shape of an organization, doesn't make it legitimate or not. There's this delta shape that everybody sees when you see the exponential growth of 3 or any number for that matter. And if you don't get it right in your first organization, you'll have a chance to try it again in your area director organization. You do it again. And, some people build organizations. I know Steve talks about it a lot. He wasn't building delta-shaped organizations. No, he had 3 long tubes, and people just weren't getting that exponential growth in the beginning. And he still built a dynasty and made an awful lot of money and helped a whole lot of people. And we can do the same thing. We got to get some bigger traction. We need bigger wheels on the back of this sports car. And we've got to know how to come out of the starting line, and that's what we're going to talk about shortly. So anyway, we started with a problem. People are sick. We already know that. Some people are dying. We heard that as well. We offered a solution. It's CBD and financial freedom. So tonight, our presentation was just a brief overview of Nextel and our commitment to help you get started. Don't worry about anything. I'm Bob Torsey. I'm trying my best not to worry about a thing, because if I'm worrying, you're going to be worrying. So it's real easy. Let's just pay attention to what's going on. Focus in on the aspect of dealing with people you know and that you come to know. Concentrate on referring a good thing, this CBD, to everybody that within shouting distance. You ought to be able to talk to them about it. Okay, so let's get close to wrapping up. This was the first Thursday, as I mentioned, 2019. We're going to do this, or some form of it, every Tuesday and Thursday, and we've got our Saturday coffee hour or thereabouts at 10 o'clock Central Time, where we do a little update. We'll talk about some nuances that will help facilitate your growth and make the business simple for you, and that's it. So anyway, it's your turn to make a decision. For the guests who are on the phone, my first question is: are you going to join us on a path to wealth and some pay, or are you going to pass? And some people will. That's okay. I just don't understand why. But if we can help you get started and coach you through your first couple of promotions, can you think of any reason why you shouldn't do this? We are a beneficent company. We are creating good. We are doing good things for a lot of people. So anyway, it is now 9:27. I want to thank you for your attention and interest. Get with the person who invited you. Have your questions answered, and join us now. What does it take to become a managing representative? Well, on December 26th, Steve, in his generosity and wisdom, said, we've got to uniquely differentiate ourselves from so many others. We do not stand alone in this effort. There are other people who have become very wise to it. And one of the barriers to entry in any business, thank God ours was relatively low. It's not like you need $500,000 to do this. People were expected to put some upfront money in. We call it our engagement fee, or our cost of entry, and the only cost that you're going to have now, and it isn't going to be a cost very long. It's $14.97 a month. That's it. You blow that on a bad lunch. I mean, $14.97 is nothing. And why do I say it's nothing? Because if you do the basics, if you're buying product for yourself, you're going to get commission. If you're selling product to people, you got to go out and get 3 people out there anyway to trigger bonuses. If you don't do that, maybe you ought to rethink this. But if you do that, the commissions you're going to get on that handful of customers every month will pay you more than the $14.97. So my bottom line is, it costs you nothing to get in. It costs you nothing but the $14.97. That is a commitment. because that cash flow pays for the administrative services. Okay, your website and everything else that comes along with it. And by the way, there are some more things that we're all excited about. And that's pretty much it. So, what are we selling? We got a whole lot of products, and that's going to grow as time goes on as well. I want you to think about the 3 core products. I want you to think that you've got to be a product of the product. Once you become a managing representative for $14.97, you also have an option to go out and get what we call the Nexel kit, and it's got the 3 core products in it, and it's less than $100. You're saving a fortune. That'll pay for a whole bunch of $14.97s if you think about it. So quit worrying about what it costs you to play in the game. Quit worrying about, I got to ante up. That's one of those. It's one of those. If you do what we're explaining to you, if you do what we're encouraging you to do, and there are a lot of people just doing those things, the money will begin to come. You will make enough commission to offset any of the fees that are in this thing. If you want to go out and buy a new car and eat fancy dinners and lunches and all that, well, those are business expenses. Have at it. You don't have to do that in this business. You got to make a commitment to yourself to get going and a commitment to everybody else. Follow up with those people once they become our customer, because we've got more customers than we do reps, and that's going to continue because that is the model. That's what's driving this. It's the fact that people are using a product that works. Let's get that into their minds, all right? Let's get it into their hands. Let's get it on their bodies, okay, or in their bodies. Now, I said we were going to talk about the New Year's resolution. I talked about this the other night. I get on a roll when I think about this because I am as guilty of this violation as most people are. So there's this tradition. I don't know if it's American or worldwide. I never really cared, but I know this. So the ball drops and people are hugging and kissing and having parties and all that. And everybody goes out there and they make these New Year's resolutions. And I can't recall, quite frankly, what the statistic was, but it was shocking. Maybe over half, maybe 62%, something like that, of all of these New Year's resolutions that are made are broken by Valentine's Day, which happens to be February 14th? Yeah. So man, you really made it. You go 6 weeks and they're already gone, and those New Year's resolutions are history. If you've been watching any TV lately, about every 10 minutes they got Nutrisystem and Weight Watchers and this drink and that drink and shed all these pounds. That's because they know everybody is out there making these resolutions to lose weight. Quit worrying about losing weight. All you got to do is make some money and things will start coming, because you're going to say, man, I want to live a long time. I got some money. And you start to change all on your own. You don't need a resolution. But if you want to put the cart before the horse and not change it on Valentine's Day, what you do is you make a commitment to do certain simple tasks and increase those tasks over a period of time. There's a book out there called The Slight Edge. All it says is just incremental change over a long period of time, which will create tremendous results. So I don't want to put the numbers in your head, but I just, I'm a creature of habit. If you can't make a commitment to yourself to talk to 2 people a day, then you're not going to keep any New Year's resolution you make. So the resolution that I think is incumbent upon all of us to make is that we speak to at least 2 people a day about CBD. And you don't even have to open up your mouth and say, if I got a deal for you, I got a multi-level marketing thing, and all it costs you is $umpteen-thousand. No. You're going to come in, get a support system behind you for $14.97. Stick with me. I'll show you how to make more than that each month. And if you do what I do, we're all going to be happy. Okay? And you can do it by getting 2 people a day. And you don't even have to work every day. But if you're talking to 10 people a week, I gotta, and all they got to do is try the samples. and commit to spend $14.97. You mean to tell me out of 10 people, you can't get a couple of them in the business? If everybody in this thing committed to that, we'd everybody be bringing in 8 people a month. Do the math. It's outrageous what those numbers look like. Forget 3, 9, 27. Do 8 a month. You can't count the money, especially if they're all using the products. Get to be an AD, those are worth $3 a bottle every single month. 1,000 customers won't take very long. That's 3,000. Get to be a regional director, you're going to get $5. Then you're going to get $7, and all kinds of other things that are in there. But the fact of the matter is, did I tell you you had to go out and build a house and huff and puff and blow it down and buy a new car? And no, you don't have to do anything like that. You got to introduce CBD to people that you know and people that you come to know. It can't get any simpler than that, my friends. So make your New Year's resolution. I don't care what resolution you made before, if it was relevant to the business, if it was relevant to Nexel, you just stick with it because you've already made that commitment. But if you haven't made a New Year's resolution, because not unlike me, you break it, let's get out there and figure out how many people we can see every day. Just talk to them every day. You got to make a call in the morning with your coffee. See somebody at lunch. Talk to somebody in the supermarket. When you're pumping gas, stopping at the bank, putting it in and taking it out. Doesn't make any difference. These are people. Most of them are hurting. You already know the story. Wow, I get fired up when I listen to this. And every time I say it, it convinces me more and more that this window of opportunity, because of the Farm Bill. All right? So we had the Farm Bill signed. The President signed it. I keep telling you about the unpredictability of the government. I don't know how fast all this moves. I don't know what kind of press is going to happen, or what happens now that marijuana and CBD are two different things. So we don't get the paranoia, and the paranoia is replaced with consumer confidence. Consumer confidence creates interest and more referrals. So it's just a matter of time that what's been floating around in the government for some time has been approved. It's not now the Agricultural Act and Agriculture Act, and that's going to set the precedent for a whole lot of things. So the window of opportunity opens a little bit longer, a little higher. It's time for each of us to climb through it. If we don't do it now, the sad news, and it has happened many, many times, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. The train is going to leave the station, and there's going to be a bunch of people on that train. It's going to be a happy train. But there's going to be a bunch of people at the station going, where the heck is the train? Well, you were busy thinking about something else. We've all been blessed, my friends. Have a good night. We'll talk to you on Saturday.